Today at the shed, well, tube. So the original plan was to put tabs on the side of the seats and pretty much just put a channel coming off the sides here to fix the seats in, but yeah, I wasn't too happy with that. Yeah, I'm not happy with that. So what we're actually going to do is do like a proper car and add channels to the car. So what Harry's done is make up a channel. So it's just like a C purlin channel, and I've drilled some holes for increased speed holes, and I've got captive nuts on the inside there, just like a regular car, I suppose. And so this guy, there'll be two of these. So this guy fits in there. Fits in there. So I'm going to do as well here, here, and here, and finish off the one for the front. And yeah, then it'll be pretty good. It'll be like a normal car, and it'll be like really strong, and scrutineers won't have an issue with it at all. So yeah, happy with that.
So we've also managed to get some panel work on this car. Funny story, I was going to pick up some stuff for a marketplace deal, and there was a load of signs in the bin, and signs are made out of aluminium laminated sheet. So we scored quite a few aluminium panels for free, and true to what I'd hoped, the panel work ended up conforming to the side of the car. So I know it's pretty hard to get an idea of what this thing looks like as it is. I'm pretty keen to get it out in the sun, get it outside, see the side profile and stuff. We can see it all in one eyeful. As far as the engine goes, I've got the radiator plumbed up. I just ended up getting some stainless hose, and after I made this new welding trolley that I've got, I sort of fired up this TIG and just made some simple hoses to go to the radiator. Now that's not our final radiator, so that's going to be fine for the radiator we're going to actually use. And you can see it sort of hits the intake there. That's okay because we've got some plans. Well, some people might remember this from when I sized up the drive shafts. Well, I've been to the machinist and I've come back from the machinist, and let me tell you, if you don't want to go to the casino and you're not married and you really want all your money taken away from you, you should just go and see a machinist. So this shaft is the Camry side here, and this is the Honda side. This was the length that had to be made to suit the fitment of our drive shaft needs. I contracted these out to a local CVE joint supplier who I've been going to for a very long time, probably about 20 years, and asked them basically to make what I needed. And well, what they came up with was very surprising. They obviously contracted out, but what I've been supplied is this guy. This has a replacement guarantee. I've been told that each one of these shafts should support 400 horsepower each. Now, let me show you why that is capable. So you can see on the shaft, obviously this is a one piece deal. You need it to be for the strength. Now, a lot of people are going to spot this collar pretty much straight away. So on the standard shaft, this is where the retainer for the constant velocity bearings to go on, and it has this shoulder. Now, you can see from there that there's a pretty sharp sort of graduation there, and then this light dips down. Pretty plain to see that. Now, what these guys do to relieve the stress from this graduation here, this shaft inside is the thickness of the spline, and then the spline is cut with a mill. I'm not a machinist, so I can't tell you exactly what sort of bits were used or anything like that. So this shaft from here to here is the thickness of this spline, and what they've done here, this is quite good. There's a radius curve on here, and on the other side there's also a radius curve. So then what they do to take up the shoulder of where the CV carrier needs to sit, they machine this spacer here. I'm not too sure what material this space is made of. It's non-ferrous, so it's probably aluminium. It sounds like aluminium. So by creating the radius on there and there's no sort of 90-degree stress point there, and makes them many degrees stronger. So this is a steel shaft, and it's been nitrided and tempered, and I'm rest assured that this is going to be more than adequate for our needs. And I was told if you can break it, we will replace it. So should be well, fine and dandy for our little tuber boy. All I have to do now is put the CV together in a complete unit with the joints on there, and we should have drive. But first the motor's got to come out, and I have to change the linkages on the gearbox to change to MR layout, and I'm not going to bother out putting these shafts in for the sake of putting the shafts in. It's going to be an exercise in futility, so we still don't have a selector or anything like that yet, so there's not much point putting the shafts in. So I'm just going to go ahead and do some other stuff. Alrighty, so I brought little tuber boy out to the alfresco area, and yeah, it's time to get busy with making the torque mounts. These are the mounts that go on the forward side and the rearward side, and they stop the motor from rocking. So when you activate the power transmission, the motor will want to move this way. So I need to add a mount down there, and I need to add a mount somewhere down here. I'm probably going to go off just under those gear linkages where like the SW20 has their standard mount. Probably like come up to this tube here. I'm going to put some take the hole out a fair bit and put cross tubes in there. This thing is going to be very strong. Basically I want to build this so it can be abused the hell out of, and we'll never ever have a problem. Well, I hope so anyway. Alrighty, I'm just working on the rear engine mount. It happens to be, conveniently, some threaded holes up there. So I'm just linking up from this part, where on an SW20 and a Camry, funnily enough, there is already a factory trans mount. Let's get some focus there for you. So usually the trans mount just goes on here, on these two, and there's a brace, just like a little tab that comes out. But I'm using this one, and that guy up there to bolt to. As you can see, I've been like welding on against the box. So yeah, it's a bit of spatter on there. Now, don't be confused. I'm not a professional welder. I'm just a hobby guy. Being a professional welder was my grandfather's career. But looks plenty strong to me. It's all 4mm stuff. Plenty of weld there. Just gonna smooth them off. I've done 2 passes. So the first pass was with about 190 amps, just to melt it together. Then I've run over every single joint. I really do not want this to fail. So I'm gonna curve everything off, smooth it off, make it look kind of like someone's not used scrap to make an engine mount. I've used this stuff here. This is some cheer that I got. See, the wall is substantial. And some flat angle iron. Time! Can you believe people throw this stuff out? It's incredible. Oh well, better break it up.